I'd be willing to bet that many Jeep owners with the JL and JT don't even know that they have factory floor lights. The first product we're going to install today is a set of our very own Dirt Road CRED Products LLC high power front floor lights. They're plug and play, they work with your factory dial. The only thing you need to know is if you have a 2-wire or a 3-wire setup. And personally, we chose amber to match all the Mojave accents in our Jeep, but they're also available in tons of other colors. This is going to drastically change the interior feel of your Jeep, and it's a really quick mod that you can get done in about 5 seconds. But don't you worry, because that is just one of many first mods for your Wrangler or Gladiator, and we're going to show you how to get them installed on our brand new 2026 Gladiator Mojave. Dude, it sounds so gross, I'm sure. But guys, if you do pick up anything that you see in this video from our website, you're going to automatically be entered now through February 28th, 2026 into this month's giveaway. We're going to be giving 5 of the Mopar beadlock capable OEM wheels, as well as the Jeep Performance Parts toolkit. You guys have seen installs on this, but if you want to check out the official rules for this, be sure to visit dirtroadcredmedia.com. And as always, no purchase is necessary to enter into this giveaway. One of the first things that you do when you pick up a brand new phone is protect the screen. New Jeeps are no different, especially with the Uconnect 5. Those screens are just about as expensive, if not more, than a new iPhone or Android screen. So we picked up this unbranded tempered glass protective screen protector for our Uconnect 5. We always pick these up for our brand new Jeeps. Even the other model years, they have them on their website. These are on Amazon. We'll have the link down below. But we like to throw these on because it does protect the screen very well. And honestly, all the smudges, the fingernail scratches, if you have little ones or teenagers that are going to be trying to push the screen, this does do a fantastic job to protect it. And it comes in around the $20 mark. It comes with a screen protector, an alcohol cleaning cloth, a drying cloth, and a dust removal sticker. So let's open this sucker up right here. There we go. First, give this sucker a good wipe down. I've already got fingerprints on it, even though this Jeep only quite literally was driven from the dealership to the shop and has not really been driven. It's only got 130 miles on it. Let's dry it off with the microfiber. Get this really nice and clean. All right, ready?
Yep.
I don't know if I am. Oh boy.
Is it off?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, work out the bubbles. There's one like hanging on right in here. I don't think we did too bad. There's a couple little baby ones, but that's no problem.
It's alright, we could just return the Jeep.
Yeah, it's alright. We could just return the Jeep if we don't like it. Good, we're nice and clean. Gotta connect somebody's phone to this, Ryan. Whose phone are we gonna connect to this? I don't know. It's a quick little install to protect your screen from most things. So while it is a foot of snow outside here in PA, we're trying to get ready for the spring, trying to get ready for the summer, taking the doors off. And when you remove the doors on a JL and JT, your mirrors go as well. There's a ton of other solutions. Ryan, we even filmed a video talking about testing different mirrors, but the company that we're gonna be installing a set of mirrors on is one that we have personally been running since the year 2013. That's 13 years ago. And to prove it, my dad's old set of JK Carolina Metal Masters billet grab handles that are 100% made in the USA. Now what's cool about this is that you're gonna get these 2 billet pieces. Obviously you're not gonna get the one that's paint matched in 41, that's for our 41 build out front, but you can order them in a couple different colors that they offer. Now what's neat about this is when you order these, you get to select the style of ball that you want. We personally use bullet point mounts, so we got a bullet point size, I think it's a 20mm ball on here, but if you use ram mount or you don't want a ball there, you want to add on other things, they have a lot of different selections available. So same thing here, these are completely machined in the USA, all the aluminum billet pieces, and then all you have to do is bolt on the mirror that is included. So on all the JL models, you do have an upper and a lower section. On ours, we're gonna remove the upper piece. Honestly, you don't even need a trim tool, you can just get your fingernail underneath there. Pull this plastic section out, it won't be getting reinstalled. And then we can go ahead and remove, there's a 10mm bolt inside here. This installation, besides actually, you know, screwing together the mirror over there, installing these takes no time at all. What we need to do is drop everything. What we need to do is go ahead and grab this one, which actually says DS in there. The other one doesn't have any text. DS stands for driver's side. So you're gonna go ahead and take your driver's side, put it right into place like so. And go ahead and put your Allen key bolt, just like so, and utilize a 3/16 Allen key to get that started. And then depending on what size ball you have, it's going to use a different size Allen key or if you have delete, but this gets threaded over top of it. So go ahead and grab your mirror, unthread this section. I always thread it down all the way. And also, your mirrors are gonna look better than ours. These are a couple years old, so don't worry about that. They also have a ram mount ball on the outside so you can mount even more accessories, but these are just gonna go right in that hole inside there. And then the threaded end will go on the inside. It's got a little rubber piece on it. You're gonna get this snugged up. And there you go. But I think this is one of the cleanest looking mirrors, especially when you look at it from a side profile. You can see quite well with this. I forget if it's convex or concave. There's a certain type of mirror, but the visibility is fantastic in these, and I ran them on the 392. We've run them on the JKs. We run them all over the place. So huge shout out to Carolina Metal Masters for not only sharing these with us, and sending us a set for the 41 that are custom built, but also we have them on the website to pick up. So get these before summer hits. For you Gladiator guys that are constantly in and out of the bed using overland racks or just doing general purpose truck bed stuff, you know that a hitch step or a bed step is very awesome to have. We've got them on the Rams, we got them on a lot of the factory vehicles. On the Gladiators, they just don't have them. Now we picked this one up on Amazon. Obviously we don't have the foot pad on yet, but we did some light assembly to get this on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. It utilizes 2 of the factory bolts, so you just have to loosen up one here and one here, unless Ryan literally lays on top of me to show you guys this, which I don't know. Might have to happen, but you won't. Yeah, you've seen it here first. You won't be able to see us install this, but this one uses the factory 21. You just have to loosen it up from the side of the frame rail, a factory 15, and then this one uses an included nut clip and included bolt to get that tightened up. Once we have this all snugged up and tightened on there, then we can go ahead and we'll open this up and put our step pad on, and you can actually align it inwards or outwards depending on how it fits. But kind of see where we want it to sit. Like you can go further outwards like this, or you can tuck it in. Let's see, maybe right in the middle. That looks good. Does that look good from there?
Yeah,
Centered? And all we have to do is install 3 T25 Torx bolts. Should we try it? So here's what we were talking about though, Ryan. This is the, so you just kick it up out of the way, like that. Just tuck it out and then, you know, I'm all just shy of 200 pounds and is that enough testing? I think you'd be okay. And we're done with it? That's cool. I like that. If you guys know, summertime is coming up, the top and doors come off, and one weird thing, Ryan, when he goes to sunbathe, he always uses coconut oil. And it gets it gets slippery, let's just say that. So his arm's rubbing up on this center console, it's got the fake leather, and your arm just slips off of it, it stains, it makes all sorts of a mess. Distinction Applied has the center console covers. If you guys have ever seen them at a show, they literally sell these things out and they bring thousands of them. So they sent us one, Good Vibes and Jeep Rides with the hang loose on there. They figured the orange would match the Mojave on there. They've got a ton of designs though, guys. Brian was just like, this one's orange, send it to you, it'll match. So we got one of these here and we're gonna install it onto our center console cover. It's a little bit darker, Ryan, I don't know. A little bit darker of the stitch inside here, but if we take it outside, let's take it out of the bag. It's pretty close to Mojave Orange though. Not bad. So Brian always says a good tip to get these on, hop into the back seat of your Jeep 4-door or 2-door and actually pick the center console lid up towards you. You just want the upper lid, so you do not want to bring both pieces up. Watch this. That's both pieces. Just the upper piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide the elastic straps over on this and pull it all the way down. And we're probably going to do a little bit of tucking and finishing off camera, but you want to get this completely tucked around the corners, and it does sit very nice, but it's a little bit tricky to see from back here. What do you think? What do you think, Ryan? So guys, once you get it nice and tucked in there, make sure it's fitting around the edges, but these are really nice. All jokes aside, it does give you a little bit more cushion on the top of the armrest, so if you're driving for longer trips, it makes it nicer. And like I said, in summertime, when you got sunscreen, or in Ryan's case, industrial strength canola oil rubbed all over him. This protects your center console, and you can pick up a new one of these. So you can always visit Brian's website, check these out, and pick up a new one if it does get ruined, but typically you can just wipe them off. So really cool, quick installation, and pick up a nice little saying or a nice little logo for your Jeep. There's a really cheap mod that actually changes the appearance quite a bit when you have the doors off. And it's honestly, I don't even know how we can let ourselves drive around with these giant silver latches here. Like, Ryan, I can't do that. Check these out. For I think like $6, you can get these right here. Get them right on Amazon. These things sell like hotcakes. I wish we could produce them for $6 because we would make them. But what these are going to do is simply snap over the latches here, still allow full access to the latch, but cover up all of the silver sections. So watch this, Ryan. Watch how easy this is to do. Before and after. Look at that. How much better is that? Like now, maybe everybody will stop making fun of me. But quite literally, they snap on into place. You can see that they do come down far enough so the latch is not affected at all, but it does cover it up. I think that looks a little bit cleaner than just that giant silver plate there. And let's be honest, it's $6. Add it to the Amazon cart with the rest of the stuff you have weekly delivered, and just put these on your Jeep quick. So next up is another part from our friends at Distinction Applied. We're gonna be installing a lot of their components onto this vehicle. And what's cool about them is they actually factory paint match all of their components. Now with this piece we've got here, we're gonna be adding on a couple components by them, and we're trying to accent this Jeep with some colors just so you guys can see what they look like. We might end up with some more Purple Rain, but for today's video, all of these are going to be accented in the Mojave Orange. A cool thing that Brian does is he actually paint matched the Mojave Orange with the accent pieces of the Mojave trim on the outside. So if you have a white Jeep with the Mojave letters, you can kind of two-tone it, you can play around with it a little bit. But this first one we've got here is going to be a set of their two-tone Fender Vents. Now check this out. So this is actually black inset and then Mojave orange on the outside. I think this is actually going to give it a really nice touch. And if you look around right next to it, literally the Mojave has orange outside, black inside. Same with the lettering here. So check this out. This is going to go right like so. So you can use a trim removal tool to pull this side off. You want to get underneath it and then just kind of pull it from the outer edge first. And don't worry, everything is going to break when it comes out. All right, guys, you got that thrown on. It does take just a little bit of time. Honestly, you just got to pop those clips off and be careful when you're doing it not to scratch anything up. But this does give a little bit of accent on this. So the Desert Rated badge here and the Jeep badge have that same color on the edges of this. And I do like it because it's two-tone. So you still have the black in the center and then the Mojave orange on the exterior. If you don't want to accent it to the kind of color scheme of the decals, you can always do a factory color, which we really like to do. We'll do bikini or purple, or we've done anvil, the 41. So there's a lot of different options. Kind of play around with it a little bit and see what you want to do to your Jeep. Now, a pillar to any brand new Jeep build might be something that you haven't even thought about for future mods. We like to talk about building blocks that you can build upon, and it's not going to be a product that you have to pull off and replace. The Tazer JL Mini from our friends at Z Automotive is one of those products. We run these on every single one of our Wranglers and Gladiators, and it is a foundational piece to your build. You might not know it yet, but there are a lot of features in your Jeep that you might not like. The auto stop start, which disables and shuts off your Jeep at red lights or stoplights or anytime the vehicle is not in motion, you can turn that off with this piece. But not only that, as when you're looking at future plans, this can do a lot more than you think. You can change the tire size so your computer readout, shift points, and everything in your Jeep runs properly. You can change your gear ratio in the Jeep. So that way when you go to change from us like a 488 gear, you can now update that into the Tazer and everything's going to work fantastic. You can utilize a light show which changes all the lights and make them go crazy. We utilized that unfortunately when our two-door broke down in the middle of the road so that people could see us a lot easier, but you can also use it for parades and other fun things. There are so many feature-packed things in the Tazer Mini, and it's a quick plug-and-play thing that we just have to install it onto our 2026. And they're actually doing something special for us for 10 days after the posting of this video. So today's what, the 4th, Ryan?
Yes.
Today's February 4th. For 10 days, if you use the code DRC10 on their website, we'll have a link, you can save 10% on a Tazer. So that's pretty cool. They never run sales, but it's pretty awesome that they were allowing us to do so. So next up to bat, another Distinction Applied product, we went with Mojave Orange hood bumpers. And the reason we did this is because we wanted to play around with colors, and Brian likes us to play around with colors. Personally, we normally always go with color-matched hood bumpers and a color-matched cowl panel, but in today's video, just for video purposes, so we can show them off and they kind of pop a little bit more, and who knows, Brian, maybe we'll love it, or maybe you at home watching are like, that looks awesome. That's why they have all sorts of different colors. We're gonna show the Mojave Orange. We might end up with Purple Rain, but for today's video, Brian, you got what you wanted, and we're playing around with accent colors. So what's cool about the Distinction Applied covered up hood bumpers is there are no tools required for the installation. They're gonna ship right to your door, just like this, and these are going to cover up the windshield sprayer or the hood tie-down area. Not only do they look great, but normally with older Jeeps, the factory black plastic on these hood bumpers and the sprayer here do tend to fade pretty badly. They're probably second up compared to the cowl panel. Ryan, you've seen some rough ones. These almost turn into like a chalky white. So while this is great for a brand new 26, it's going to cover up and protect these and give you a little bit of accent, but if you've got an older Jeep and these are already faded, why not cover it up with Covered Up by Distinction Applied? Super simple to install. What you want to do is take one of your pieces like this and kind of stick it on about halfway, like that. So you're going to push down right there, so this, well, just pops off, and you'll slide it backwards or towards the windshield. Check that out, Ryan. That's all it takes. I don't know, dude. It gives it a nice little accent to it. I kind of like it. Now, one of the next things that we're going to be installing is something that typically doesn't come on the Gladiators, I know for sure. Some Wranglers do have this if you do get the towing group, but it is a made in the USA hitch plug. Now, what's cool about these is, like I said, they're 100% made in the USA out of cast aluminum. They're then machined and finished off, and we've got a few of them here on the website. We've got the black American flag, the machined American flag, the duck, and then our very own Dirt Road CRED logo. Now, what's cool about this is that they go into place, they'll cover up the hitch plug there, and they just give you a little bit more of an accent piece on your Jeep. We love to support local businesses. That's why we carry these, and they're 100% made in the USA. He also has a few, well, I say a few, about 50 more designs on his website. You just go to the hitchcoverstore.com and you can check them out and use the code DRC10 if you don't like the designs that we've got on our website. But let's throw each of these in and we'll show you how they look. We just love the fact that these are 100% cast aluminum. They're the same alloy that's actually used in a lot of aluminum wheels, so they last a very long time, and they're a quality piece to put in your Jeep. So next up, we're gonna kind of complete the Mojave Orange look, or at least we got one more component then, but let's open this up because this is the piece that probably fades the most. This is the Distinction Applied Cowl Panel. But what's neat about these, and we're excited to install this one, this is the first one we've got, is that Distinction Applied is now producing their own cowl panels. Now, once again, I do think that we are going to be doing this in Purple Rain, but check that out. So it's actually quite a simple installation process. The only thing you have to do is actually remove the factory wiper blades. There's two little caps that cover up a 15mm nut that you have to remove. And in fact, your factory toolkit can pull this off. We're just gonna get the wiper blades off and then pull the factory cowl panel off by basically getting all of these clips to pop out. The one thing you wanna be careful with though is these do get quite sharp on the factory one, especially right here in the plastic pieces. Ryan, I don't even know if we have that clip from back when I did the high velocity. Remember when I did that one? I chopped my hands up pulling that factory one off. So all you have to do though is get a couple things removed. So just be mindful, maybe throw on a pair of gloves if you're pulling the factory because they don't clean up the plastic as much as Brian and his team does. Look at this, Brian. A little bit flimsier. Yeet. See that? See that shot? All right, let's put our brand new one in. So don't start, Johnny 47053 that always mocks the builds. We've got some wrap ideas, we've got some things going on, and like I said when we started this is to accentuate the piece, right? A lot of other vehicles, say if you had a white Jeep, a black Jeep, a red Jeep, something that's not as bright or as colorful as the purple, there's a lot of ways you can tie in accent colors. And with the wrap ideas, I think we have some ways that we're gonna tie this in. Mind you, we normally go with the paint matched, but if you're looking to accent your Jeep, if you've got a ton of accent colors, which typically it shows we do see, if you've got a vibe or something going on with it, this is the way to do it and get it with the right color match components. We've seen a lot of, Ryan, you and I have seen so many different Amazon ones that you can order. They're not factory paint codes, they're not factory colors, and then you end up mix matching all over the place. If you're looking for an accent to get with an OEM color, this is the way to do so, and I think you guys might be impressed with the wraps that we have. Well guys, Bullet Point hooked us up with a brand new care package for the 26 Mojave. You guys know that we've been running their equipment on all of our Jeeps, so they heard we got this. They said, let's change it up, make it a little bit purple for you guys, because we do have kind of a bright and loud Jeep, but we did choose to go with their driver's side dual ball mount. Now what's nice about this is currently what we're running in the 41 build, and this is just a simple mount, right? Like this goes on the driver's side, gives you 2 locations to mount your devices, and personally for us, we go with 1 phone mount and a GoPro mount all the time. We are always filming, but they've added some other goodies into here too. So if you browse Bullet Point's website, you might see some other accessories, like they've got these almost like cloth or rope material phone cords too. So these are USB-C phone cords on here with a 90-degree angle, and of course, they had to send us purple. We got a purple rain Jeep. But we've also got some other cool stuff in here. This is one of the newer pieces that we were excited to try out, Ryan. This is a MagSafe charger here that actually has a fan built into it. So this is a cooled MagSafe charger. So it plugs in with the USB-C. It utilizes all of their arms and bracketry, but this is going to be a wireless MagSafe with a fan into it. This is neat. This is a new arm support. So Ryan, you were right. You can put the arm in there and then push it down on the dash. And I think you can change the height of it too. So that way you're not hitting the dash with the arm and either scratching the arm or scratching the dash. GoPro mount here. And then they wanted to really hook us up with purple arms. So you can change the carbon fiber arms. Obviously this isn't a direct match for Purple Rain, but it's still kind of neat to be able to tie your accent color interior wise. First thing we got to do is get this thing off. Ryan, you saw how fun that was. I just had to pull out the little sharp blade to cut that off, or at least get under the edge of it. And then what we'll do is the Bullet Point bracket goes right into its place. Now what's really nice about Bullet Point is they've already got the 4 machined holes. And what's even nicer is that Jeep gives you 4 threaded holes up here already. So this is just gonna set in its place like so. Bullet Point gives you 4 Allen head bolts. Actually, they give you 5 in case you lose one. Flashback to me dropping one down the vent a long time ago. Remember when I did that, Ryan? Set this into place and hope, oh boy, that's not good. And depending on what kind of devices you're trying to run, you can get like the full Ruby grid setup that goes across the entire thing. You can get passenger side pieces. You can really go crazy. They've got hard top Freedom panels. They've got ones over here, all over the place. For us, we like to keep it simple. We typically only have like a phone and a GoPro, and that's what we're running, like that. And then we're gonna put this one here like we typically do. And this piece, Ryan. So we can take this, put it up under the arm, and then snug that down. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It snugs it up a lot. I feel like that's going to be a little bit far out. We might have to move this around a little bit, Ryan, but that's half the fun of it, is getting it exactly where you want it. Now that we've got that on the dash nicely, we've got that snugged up, we can save those for a rainy day. They do give you this little keychain, which I like to just throw in the glove box then. And what this is this helps you tighten it up. So you can actually get on there a little bit better, especially in situations like this where you're kind of close to the windshield. Get onto that a little bit snugger and tighten that up. And all we have left is the new purple cable, which we are going to... Actually, I'll probably use it like this, Ryan. And we can run it. Typically, I run these on the new 24 styles behind here. So kind of using a little bit of everything that they sent us, guys. Got the purple cable here. And on 24 setups, what I like to do is run it up and behind the dash. And I don't even stick these things on. I just stick one, like you stick it around the cable like this. And then this will just, you can kind of push it down. And it stays in there. You can do it in another one, say right here. I'm not even 3M'ing it on, so that way when if we ever have to pull it off, we can just get it off. That stays there. And then we're just gonna run this. And I have one on I think I have one on the 2-door. Just goes like that. Still open up your glove box fine. Now, obviously we opted for purple in this. you'd want to do something maybe a little bit more subtle, Ryan, because it does look like a snake going all the way around here, but it gives you a little bit of an accent. And then let's turn this on. Curious how, I wonder if it, like, once you start charging. Here you go. So as a backup to our phone mount, we do like to have multiple cables here. We are always charging either devices or other USB-C powered items. And I'll be honest, I saw this pop up a lot, not only on Instagram, but on Amazon as well. These are called the Chubby Cables, and they've got so many different variations: USB-A, Type-C, Type-C, IPH, micro USB, a lot of different options to be able to mount it in the center console and give ourselves another USB-C port. So if you take a look at this cable, Ryan, check this thing out. It's like a braided, it's a thick braid here, and then the ends of the cables are, they're like aluminum. But overall, the quality on this thing, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a big cable. It's called a Chubby Cable for a reason. It's a lot thicker on here, and it is braided. So we're going to show you. It'll just go right in here to the second USB port, and that was kind of our entire intention of this, just to be able to plug in to here, let it rest. See how it's resting through that little cutout, and be able to close it. And now we have secondary USB-C for a passenger, for someone like that. But then when it's not in use, it kind of just tucks down there a little bit nicely. But it still gives you the ability, if you wanted to pull it out and you need to hold your phone out here, you can pull it. So you're probably wondering why I have a little thing of goldfish here. If you're anything like us, you eat snacks in the Jeep, you got kids in the back, you know that they make a mess. So we're gonna take some goldfish out here, Ryan. You're probably going, why did you just do that to this brand new Jeep? That's because we've got a product here from our friends at Stupid Technologies. And this isn't their like home run product, but they added it. We have their products on the site. You want to check them out. This is called cleaning slime. It says the childish way to safely dab away dust and dirt in seconds. Now this is, I believe it's like biodegradable. It's all sorts of other good stuff. Yeah, slime is vegetable based and biodegradable. And I've been seeing this stuff all over the place, and you know, you open this thing up and it is a ball of slime in here. It smells pretty good, but it also makes a really cool sound too. Glad you guys could hear all that, but let's check this out. I think you're supposed to use the whole thing of slime. It's weird, dude. Okay, ready? You want to see that's before.
Okay.
Hopefully it works. Ready? It's getting it. I mean, it's probably not how it was intended to be used on entire smashed goldfish. It's supposed to be like dust and stuff, but this comes with, it's in a couple bucks. You can get them in like a 6-pack, a couple of options on our website too for this. But you got to check out their other products, because what they're really known for is the stupid car tray, which actually goes in the passenger seat, made in the USA. And for all you guys that are traveling, I actually read, Ryan, this is pretty cool. Kind of speaking of Jeep, they outfitted 800 of Stellantis mobile salesmen's vehicles with those stupid car trays. 800 of them. So made in the USA. And if you guys are ever looking at a place to put your coffee, put your laptop, stuff like that, they have them. Ours is in the mail. It's going to be here in like 3 days, but we couldn't wait to get this video out. So you'll see it in the video, but look at this. I folded it in on itself. Now they're inside there. See that?
Yeah.
Keep using it. Another cool one from Distinction Applied, their keyhole covers. Now we also opted these to have Mojave orange, so it ties in with everything else that we've installed. But if you open these up, what's really cool about these is they are for the Gladiator and the Wrangler. And if you notice, there are 3 in here. There are 2 of the same, and then one's a little bit smaller. If your Wrangler actually has a keyhole in the back, if you didn't get power windows or locks, you will use that 3rd one. In our case, we have a Gladiator, so we do not need to use it. But I think it's really cool that they included it for all of them just in case. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply pop these out. I'm going to just push them down through here. And all that you have to do to get these installed, it's so simple. They're just magnetic. That's it. So a lot of the times folks will go with body color just so it flushes it in and there is no chrome exposed. But I know in PA we're getting a ton of salt, snow, everything else in a mess. And if you do have manual doors and locks like Ryan does, those keys can get pretty hard. They can actually freeze over. So I feel like this would actually help it out a bit, Ryan. I don't know if yours have been helping out when you've been running them, but I feel like that would help it out and then not let that keyhole get covered up with ice and snow. So pretty nice there. A very simple installation, and I think it cleans up the door a little bit. The orange is a little bit of an accent color, so with the wrap and everything else that we've got going on, I think this will look good. And if you're trying to accent your Jeep with some more color throughout it, but a lot of folks do go with body color match because then it just fades it all in. All right, guys, well, that was our first mods for our 2026 Gladiator Mojave in the Purple Rain color. We have a lot of fun with these. The first mods doesn't have as much fun on our credit card, but we order a ton of stuff in and just love testing it out on the Jeeps. But what we want to hear down below in the comments is, was there any one of these mods that you guys absolutely loved, or is there something that we missed for a first mod? We can't be completely exhaustive because, you know, when you're ordering first mods, you get a bunch in and there's always room to add more. We've got a ton of parts coming in for this Jeep. We just got a massive delivery from FedEx. We've got some really retro things that are going to be going on with this build. But if you guys wouldn't mind, we are just that dang close to 100,000 subscribers. We were really trying to hit that before we head down to Jeep Beach because we've got some really cool stuff planned for down there and an amazing surprise for all of our viewers once we hit 100K. You guys aren't going to believe what we're doing. Quite frankly, we're not even believing what we're doing because it's so crazy. But we wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, every single link to the products that we've shown today will be down below. A huge thanks to anyone that sent us products. Huge thanks to Amazon and their drivers because they are always at the house. But overall though, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're having a fun time with this purple Jeep. It only has 135 miles on it, but we're having a lot of fun with this and just the overall color and build. But drop a comment down below what you'd like to see next. Was there anything we missed on the first mods? And we try something else with this Jeep? I do think one thing we're going to change though, we're going to give Brian a call from Distinction Applied. We got to swap the purple cowl panel out. The other accents I don't mind, but I think there's some things that we might be able to change up, and I'm already foreseeing the comments now on that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Ryan's behind the camera and I'm here talking to you, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.